You whine about parking tickets more than ancients did about losing legs. Here's proof. For context, 2,300, 2,500 years ago in Eastern Zhou Dynasty China, officials enforced standardized punitive amputation by cutting exactly 8 centimeters, 3 full inches, of lower leg bone. 2 elite male skeletons discovered near Sanmenxia, Henan, each showed this precise removal on opposite legs. The amputated bone segments differed by only 1 centimeter. This proves it was official policy, not chaos. You casually walk more than twice that distance every single day, just moving around your house or office. One serious felony back then, and your mobility was destroyed for life. Every step became a painful reminder. But how do we even know these shocking details happened? Fair question. Ancient paper records rarely survived and were often written by the winners. The hard evidence comes directly from bones. Teams of archaeologists and forensic experts have spent years excavating and studying these remains with CT scans, measurements, and trauma analysis. What the skeletons reveal about life before prisons will completely change how you view justice, punishment, and modern society. These discoveries span China, Egypt, Rome, Greece, the Balkans, and even the American Southwest. Let's begin with ancient China during the Eastern Zhou Dynasty, 2,300 to 2,500 years ago. 2 elite male skeletons found near Sanmenxia in Henan province each had exactly 8 centimeters of lower leg bone carefully removed. 1 leg on each skeleton showed the cut, and the removed segments matched within just 1 centimeter. Scientists confirm this was deliberate, standardized punitive amputation for serious felonies under state law. No sloppy work. This was measured justice. The convicted man carried the punishment visibly for the rest of his life. No prison walls to hide behind, no early release program. Friends, family, and strangers saw the missing bone and knew exactly what crime he had committed. Walking, working, or fighting became daily torture. Travel back thousands of years earlier to First Dynasty Egypt between 3078 and 2900 BCE at the royal tomb complexes in Abydos. Shortly after the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt, war captives were systematically executed as official punishment. The skeletal remains display unmistakable perimortem violence, fresh cuts from blades, and heavy impact trauma delivered while the victims were still breathing. These executions were not secret. They served as public demonstrations of the new pharaoh's absolute power. Captives' bodies were used to send a clear warning to every person in the kingdom. Challenge the state, and this will be your fate. Now, move to 7th century BCE Athens at the Phaleron Cemetery in Greece. Large-scale excavations between 2012 and 2020 uncovered 79 adult male burials tightly packed into 3 long mass trenches. Every single skeleton had wrists bound with manacles. Earlier digs in 1915 had already found 17 more males with heavy iron collars locked around their necks, wrists, and ankles. Most researchers link these finds to captives or executed criminals tied to the violent Cylonian conspiracy. These men received no proper funeral rites. They were simply chained together, thrown into the ground, and forgotten. No lawyers, no appeals, no prison yard time, only iron and dirt. But that's not even the strangest part. Shift to Roman Italy roughly 1,900 to 2,000 years ago in the town of Gavello in the Po Valley. A 30 to 34-year-old male skeleton has a dramatic 24-millimeter long, nearly circular perforation running straight through the right calcaneus heel bone. The entry wound measured 9 millimeters across, while the exit was 6.5 millimeters. This injury pattern perfectly matches a crucifixion nail. It stands as one of only 2 archaeologically confirmed crucifixion cases ever found worldwide. Close your eyes and hear the hammer striking iron. Feel the slow, crushing weight of your own body pulling against the spike driven through your heel. This punishment combined extreme physical pain with complete public humiliation that could last many hours or even days. During the Roman conquest around 75 BCE in Valencia, Spain, 7 skeletons revealed fresh perimortem trauma from the fighting. One adult male had both hands tied behind his neck, was impaled straight through with a spear, and then had both legs deliberately severed with clean cuts. This was not accidental battlefield death. It was a carefully staged punitive execution meant to terrorize the local population and discourage any further resistance. The broken body served as a living, then dead, billboard for Roman power. Across medieval and post-medieval Balkans, several execution cemeteries show clear, repeated patterns of extreme corporal punishment. Sites in southeastern Europe contain numerous cases of decapitation, limb amputations, and prone burials where corpses were placed face down on purpose. These burial grounds were used consistently over many generations, specifically for felons and social outcasts. The prone position was a final insult, designed to prevent the dead from rising according to local spiritual beliefs. Extreme violence without any prison system in sight. In Anglo-Saxon Kent around 602 AD, King Ethelbert's law code, the earliest written English laws, set exact compensation values in shillings. A knocked-out front tooth was worth 6 shillings, a damaged thumb 20 shillings, A broken jaw, 20 shillings. Losing a foot entirely cost 50 shillings. A deafened ear, 25 shillings. The complete wergild, or life price, for an ordinary free man was 100 shillings. Every part of your body had a fixed price list. Commit a crime, and society would collect payment in silver coins or pieces of your own flesh. Here comes the twist that completely recontextualizes everything we have discussed so far. A huge amount of this extreme violence was not always handed down by distant governments or kings. Ordinary communities often carried out the worst punishments themselves when they felt their values were threatened. Around the year 1700 at Awatovi in the American Southwest, traditional Hopi people attacked and killed the entire Christianized community living there. Detailed archaeological analysis by Turner and Morris back in 1970 documented highly ritualized violence. Skeletons showed systematic mutilation, including crushed skulls, chopped limbs, and bodies placed in deliberate symbolic patterns. Researchers described the entire event as a poetics of violence, carefully performed punitive cleansing to restore order within the group. No formal state, no courtroom or prison. Just neighbors deciding that cultural betrayal deserved total annihilation and public display of the dead. This shows that even without any prisons at all, humans have always found creative, painful, visible, and permanent methods to enforce rules and punish those who broke them. The bones never lie. So what does this entire brutal story mean for your everyday life right now in the modern world? You wake up every morning inside a justice system where punishments are mostly invisible, regulated, and temporary. You can pay a fine using your phone in 2 minutes. You serve time in facilities that must follow rules about food, medical care, and eventual release. Ancient people had zero of those safeguards. Their version of justice was written permanently into their bodies and shown publicly so everyone would learn fear. That parking ticket you received and complained about last month? It only costs money but leaves your legs, hands, and dignity completely intact. Your frustrating boss at work or argument with a neighbor. You can simply walk away without facing iron collars, nails through your heels, severed limbs, or ritual massacre. The modern legal system that you sometimes criticize for being too lenient or bureaucratic actually protects normal people from the kind of raw, physical, and lifelong brutality that was once considered completely normal throughout human history. The next time today's rules, regulations, or minor punishments annoy you, pause and remember the exact 8-centimeter leg amputations from China, the crucifixion nails from Roman Italy, the impaled and legless body from Valencia, the massacred village at Awatovi, and the officially priced body parts in Anglo-Saxon law codes. Today's prisons and structured laws represent real human progress. Fewer mutilated skeletons, more chances for rehabilitation, and far less visible horror in daily life. Would you have survived living under these ancient punishments for even one single week? Drop your honest answer in the comments and tell me which punishment scares you the most. If you want more eye-opening videos about hidden history from archaeology and bones, smash that subscribe button right now, turn on notifications, and join the channel. The next video is coming very soon. See you in the comments.